F it. We're probably not going to be on TikTok for much longer anyway, but I'm just going to go ahead and say what I think. I'm done playing nice. I am done pretending to be unbiased for a lot of things. All I know is that this is Taylor Swift. She was born privileged. She's middle-aged. She's a white woman. She is the very definition and proof that there is a matriarchy in the United States. She was made. And I did entire videos about this over on my YouTube channel about how Daddy created her an entire record label with his really high profile clients at Merrill Lynch and Swift Group because she had been rejected from 11 to 15 from every record label. So you know what they did? They just created Big Machine Records just for her. And then when her 13-year contract, 6-album contract was up in 2018, they sold. And a part of that was their rights to own the masters. She kept publishing rights. But what you didn't know is that he owned over 15% of the company, and his really wealthy, very high-end clients like George Strait and Toby Keith and even Scott Borchetta, among other investors, help open up Big Machine Records just for her to have a record contract. While yes, I will never take away the fact that she does have some pretty decent hits. Most of her songs I don't know. I've never listened to. I'm not a fan of. But she's had Max Martin and Jack Antonoff, two of the best, especially Max Martin. He has literally made more #1 hit albums and songs since 1992 than Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Elvis have ever done combined. Yeah, over 3,000. It's crazy. But, you know, having Max Martin, Jack Antonoff to produce all of your music, all of your lyrics, to put it all together, to record it. Yeah, because when you are born wealthy, you have a leg up. You can purchase the best producers in the music industry. And that's exactly what her dad did for her. He gave her everything on a silver platter. So if you don't already know, she grew up on a Christmas tree farm in Reading, Pennsylvania, where her dad worked for Merrill Lynch, but he also started Swift Group. So he had the ability at 11 years old to just appease his daughter, who wanted to be a singer and songwriter. Her mother ends up taking a trip to Nashville, Tennessee, where she is immediately rejected by every record label. And that continued on until she was 15. But at 14, her dad had enough money to put in for a transfer to Merrill Lynch at Nashville and completely just sell everything, move the entire family, start an entire record label with other people, Big Machine Record, get his daughter signed. I mean, that's like, okay, this is equivalent to somebody saying, Daddy, at 11 years old, that I want to grow up to be a florist. And instead of going to college and actually learning how to become a florist, Daddy goes and buys her a chain of floral shops and just gives them to her so she can just play florist. And of course, it's paid off because Taylor Swift is the only person that has made the amount of money that she has solely off of music being her only income, which is crazy because Jack Antonoff, Max Martin, and other people have also made a lot of money working with Taylor Swift. I mean, if you were to tell me to name 10 of her songs, I would not be able to do it. But I also did a very thorough review of her last album and just the lyrics, and I'm telling you, her thought processes is not matching the persona and image she wants you to believe, that she's just this all-American, all-natural, no tattoos, no piercings, blonde hair, blue-eyed, girl next door type, and I'm so relatable. I'm relatable to the 40-year-olds who grew up with me. I'm relatable to now their teenage daughters who did not. So Taylor Swift was given everything. Everything. How could she fail when she had all of the money and the people to make sure she did not? She had the musical genius of Max Martin, who never fails to have #1 hits, #1 album hits, or Jack Antonoff, helping her do all the music. She was going to be a star no matter what, because Daddy ensured that she was. From what I can find and what I could not find, there's over 11 different LLCs, companies, production companies that are related to Taylor Swift. And I have found over 9 others that are affiliated with her, but are not directly listed to her. And her jet, both of them, are listed in alternate LLCs so they can't be traced back to her. She also tried to hide the tail number, which is absolutely crazy because that is public information. You can't block people from federally legal public information. And of course, she doesn't want you to know that she misuses and is very irresponsible with her private jets. Literally flying from Burbank, California to Morristown, Morristown to Nashville, Nashville to Morristown, Morristown all the way back to Burbank, California, to Tampa, to New Orleans, back to Tampa, from Tampa to Nashville to Morrisville or Morristown, and all the way back to, New York City, all in 5 days' time, over 17 trips, literally dumping almost 15,000 metric tons of CO2 into our atmosphere. She's literally flying above us in her little private jet, shitting on everybody. Her shit, her garbage, her waste from her jets, and just saying F you because I'm Taylor Swift and I can do it. But you know who's behind everything? Her dad. Her dad, Scott Swift, is behind everything. You could bet your bottom dollar on it. He also does a lot of business. There's over 6 different LLCs and businesses related to him, including still Swift Group. But he also does a lot of her tours, tour buses, her jets. He manages a lot in relation to Taylor Swift. So what I want to know is how many LLCs are they really hiding from people? How many do they really have? And what are they really being used for? Because her father was already estimated to be worth over $15 million when she was only 14 years old. He was able to pack up the whole family from nowhere, Pennsylvania, and relocate to Nashville. Literally transfer his job from Merrill Lynch, Pennsylvania to Merrill Lynch, Nashville, Tennessee. And just because he believed in his daughter's musical gift and vocal talent, her little vocal talent so much that he knew she was just going to make it big. No, he made her make it big. Gave her everything, handed her everything, because he is a cut businessman. How could she fail with a father like Scott Swift? How could she? He's a financial stockbroker. He's a financial analyst. He's a financial advisor. He has all these wealthy, high-end clients that he does their financial portfolios for. So she's always been privileged, while the rest of us out here are not. And there's nothing we can ever do to try to dig ourselves out from not being privileged, to get a leg up in the world, to be able to give that and provide that to our children. But money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure does buy you fame and an entire career, and 2 private jets, and 7 houses around the world, and over 300 different boyfriends, and 11 different albums. It could buy you all of that. Not happiness, but it could buy you all of that. It could buy you the ability to just live your life doing whatever the F you want, without no care to the environment, to animals, to your fellow human beings. Because at the end of the day, Taylor Swift, is she going to go down in history for being one of the best singer-songwriters ever? Or are the men behind her going to? Or is she going to be known for the platform that she has and did not utilize in a positive and proactive way, but for selfish reasons, because she just felt like going from her house here to New York, to her house in Nashville, to go see her boyfriend, to her house in Burbank, California, back, all in 5 days' time, and was just completely tone deaf to the fact that she should be a role model. She should be a better person than that. She should lead by example. She should really stop dumping that much CO2, carbon dioxide into the atmosphere with these really irresponsible, very short distance, international or out of the country type trips. Even these short distance trips to see her boyfriend, or to go from this house to that house to this house. Jeez, it must be nice, Taylor. It really must be nice to be able to do that. If I had that kind of money, I would literally open up nonprofits. I would open up more shelters. I would open up more food banks. I would open up more clothing centers. I would literally start giving back, because if I had that much money that I could do that, I would look in the mirror and say, what the F is wrong with my life? I don't need this. You know who needs this? The other 99% of America's not wealthy 330 million citizens. That's who needs this. Over 38 million homeless need this. Not Taylor, though.